two students are alike, and neither are their journeys. Some carry dreams of becoming athletes, some artists, some future leaders. Every backpack carries something important. That's why ANR offers one of the widest selections of backpacks for every personality, every style, and every journey. Find the backpack that tells your story. Only at ANR Enterprises.
Tonight in Love Live at 6, these are our main stories. Convicted teacher Alex Jason Morales returns to court in September to appeal his sexual assault convictions. Former immigration cashier Jason Flowers remains on the run. A gunman opens fire on police officers following a high-speed chase through Belize City. Police seek a warrant for Stoney Ferguson following an alleged assault and damage to a police vehicle. Immigration Minister Carrie Musa explains how 9 Haitian girls entered Belize and remained in the country. Proposed regulation for online broadcasters ignites debate over accountability, press freedom, and a possible censorship. Belizeans from across the world gather in Belize City for the 2026 Diaspora Summit. Minister Musa renews his call for Belizeans living abroad to be allowed to vote from overseas. And the Belize Government Lotteries Limited distances itself from a reported erroneous bank transfer. Stay tuned for those stories and more in tonight's newscast.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, Built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. Growatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, Growatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, Growatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? Growatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. Growatt delivers energy smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Lano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History, choose Contributions, read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Pelican, the bear of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Belican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Belican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Belican Bear for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
BTB Accommodations License Renewal 2026 opens August 1st through the online portal. BTB is also having its license renewal clinic countrywide, starting August 10th in Corozal, then in Orange Walk, Key Cocker, San Pedro, Hopkins, Placencia, Toledo, Belize City, San Ignacio, and Belmopan. Remember, to successfully process your renewal at the clinic, managers with portal access must bring updated electronic copies of renewal requirements. Licenses will be ready the same day at the clinic. Accommodations operating beyond October 31st, 2026 without successfully completing the renewal process will receive a violation ticket. Operating without a valid license commits an offense. For more information, please contact our compliance officers at 227-2420 extension #247. Email hotels@belizetourismboard.org or WhatsApp us at 635-3688. Renew your BTB accommodation license through the online portal starting August 1st, 2026 or look out for the renewal clinic near you.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races: a challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Partners for Battle of the Paddles are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, the Placencia Village Council, World Wildlife Fund. Sponsors are Sandy Cove BZ Tours, the Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environment Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, and Love FM.
The world is watching. The stakes are high. And with an Atlantic Bank credit card, your moments start online.
Bro, tickets just dropped. I have my credit card ready. So how many tickets, guys?
We'll take 2.
1, 2.
I want 3.
Go further, experience more. Make your online purchases seamless, secure, and in real time.
All right, let's buy the tickets now. What did you do, bro? I need to enter a password.
Oh, Atlantic Bank's credit card has a 3D secure feature to protect your online shopping.
Check your email.
Some transactions require an additional layer of security. 3D Secure adds an extra verification step. An OTP is sent to ensure it is you authorizing payment.
Guys, we got the tickets!
Yes! Your online transactions made with Atlantic Bank credit cards are fast, safe, and verified.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Good evening. You're live with the news on Love Television. A High Court hearing has been scheduled for September 25 in the appeal of Dangrigor teacher Alex Jason Morales, who is serving an 18-month prison sentence following his conviction on 2 counts of sexual assault involving students. 47-year-old Morales appeared through attorney Leroy Banner before Justice Candice Nanton yesterday. Banner substituted for his lead attorney, Richard Dickey Bradley, who was unable to attend. The appeal could not proceed and was adjourned to allow both sides to complete the required filings. Morales must file submissions outlining his grounds of appeal by August 14, while the respondent has until August 28 to submit a reply. He remains at prison pending the hearing. On January 21, Morales was convicted of 2 of 3 sexual assault charges involving students at a San Pedro High School. The 2 convictions concerned second-form students, while he was acquitted of the charges involving a first-form student. During his trial, Morales denied sexually assaulting their students. He acknowledged hugging them, but maintained that the contact was innocent. He received 2 18-month sentences, which were ordered to run concurrently, resulting in an effective term of 18 months. Morales was represented at trial by attorney Ronel Gonzalez. His attorneys sought a stay of execution and bail pending the appeal, arguing that the convictions had strong prospects of being overturned. That application was denied on February 27, and Morales has remained in custody while the appeal progresses. The convictions and sentence remain in effect unless they are overturned or otherwise varied by the High Court. And the investigation into the alleged embezzlement of public funds at the Immigration Department remains active, but the man police are looking for is still not being located. Former immigration cashier Jason Flowers is wanted in connection with allegations that he manipulated the department's electronic payment system to reverse more than 800 official receipts. Investigators believe the corresponding cash was retained instead of being returned to customers as legitimate refunds. Minister of Immigration Carrie Musa says Flowers remains on the run despite efforts by law enforcement authorities to locate him.
Investigation has completed at least the initial phase of it from an internal standpoint, meaning the Ministry of Immigration or Finance Officer has given a statement to police, and that is what prompted police to issue the warning poster for Mr. Flowers. We have information that he is currently in the United States of America. He has been dismissed from his work as an immigration cashier, so he's no longer in the employment of the government of Belize. We have enough information to charge him based on some of the invoices, some of the cancelled reversed invoices, but in terms of the entire scope of the scheme that he was operating, we have requested the Auditor General's ministry to come in and do a proper audit. We want to get it right out of the gate, and so that will give you the full scope of it. I can confirm also that the Auditor General's department is already at the ministry carrying out the investigation. So at the conclusion of that, we will have every single invoice that was reversed by him and or others taking part in this scheme, and then we'll be able to levy all the charges at that point.
Flowers has reportedly been placed on an Interpol watch list as the investigators believe he may have left Belize traveling to the United States. He has since been dismissed from his position in the public service. A preliminary review reportedly identified at least $15,000 in missing funds. However, earlier estimates suggested that the total loss could reach several $100,000. The final amount has not been confirmed as the authorities continue to examine the transactions and await the outcome of a forensic audit. The case raised concerns over internal controls at the Immigration Department, including how hundreds of payment reversals were processed without being detected sooner. The government has indicated that administrative and investigative measures are being pursued, but no definitive timeline has been provided for the completion of the audit. Police officers came under attack early this morning when a gunman opened fire on them following a high-speed pursuit in Belize City. According to preliminary information, shortly before 2 o'clock, the officers on mobile patrol attempted to stop a tinted, unlicensed grey Ford Escape. The driver failed to comply, leading police on a pursuit that ended when the vehicle crashed into a lamppost. That happened on Police Street. The police say 3 men exited the vehicle, and one of them, reportedly armed with a rifle, fired several shots at the officers. The officers returned fire before the men escaped into a nearby bush. No injuries or property damage were reported. Checks conducted at local hospitals confirmed that no gunshot victims had sought treatment. The investigators recovered 3 expended .223 shells and 3 9mm shells from the scene. Documents found inside the vehicle identified it as a 2011 Ford Escape, registered to a resident of Ladyville. Police have not indicated whether the registered owner was inside the vehicle or had any involvement in the incident. The suspects remain unidentified as police continue their investigation. And the police are looking into an incident on the Placencia Peninsula involving Stoney Ferguson, who is living with mental and physical challenges, and he allegedly assaulted an officer and damaged a police vehicle. That incident began around 5:15 on Saturday evening at a vehicle checkpoint near mile 22 on the Placencia Main Road. Police say the officers attempted to stop a white cargo truck after observing that it was missing a license plate and that the driver was not wearing a seatbelt. According to the police report, the driver initially pulled away but was later located on Crimson 2 Drive. He was informed of the alleged traffic violations and cautioned, but police claim he became verbally abusive, refused to comply with an arrest, and pushed one of the officers. The man was subdued and taken to the police station, where he was later released from custody. Now, the police allege that shortly after his release, he picked up a large stone and threw it at an officer. The stone narrowly missed the officer, but shattered the front and rear windshields of a police vehicle. He attempted to throw another stone, but was stopped. The value of the damage has not yet been determined. Meanwhile, police are seeking a warrant for the man as the investigation now unfolds. His reported mental and physical challenges and whether these may have contributed to the confrontation are also expected to be considered. Immigration Minister Kari Musa has provided a detailed account of circumstances surrounding the entry and continued stay of 9 Haitian girls who were brought to Belize in June of 2023. The case returned to public attention this week following disclosures by former Ombudsman Major Retired Herman Gilbert Swaza. He raised questions about the children's immigration status, guardianship arrangements, and overall welfare after they were placed in the care of persons associated with Beauty Out of Ashes, a residential foster home for girls. Musa explained what the Immigration Department understood about the circumstances under which the minors entered Belize, as well as the conditions attached to their stay in the country.
Prior to me taking up the post as Minister of Immigration, I believe it was sometime in the year 2023, it's not 4, it's actually 9 Haitian minors entered the country with 2 adult companions. They are not related to these 9 Haitian minors, but from my understanding and information, they were the foster home taking care of these girls in Haiti. They received, again, based on information provided to me, they received permission to travel out of the country, but temporary, not to be permanent. When they came into the country in 2023, they were allowed into the country based on a humanitarian consideration because of the turmoil, as you know, that has been taking place in Haiti. Since then, the Ministry of Human Development has carried out social inquiry reports. I'm told that there is a second social inquiry report that is going to be carried out to determine the best interest of the children, whether it is best for them to stay here. I don't know whether the parents are requesting the children back, but in my humble opinion, if it is that the parents in Haiti are requesting the children back, then they should be returned with their parents. But like I said, from my knowledge and information, they had received clearance to leave, but on a temporary basis. So we've been in communication with the various UN agencies as it relates to this particular case. And so we are going to be carrying out, along with the Human Development Ministry, this social inquiry report to determine the best interests and best next steps for these children.
The former ombudsman says his office began examining the case after receiving a complaint in May of 2025 from United Nations protection agencies, including UNICEF Belize and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. According to SWAZA, the investigation raised concerns about whether the required guardianship documents had been verified, whether the girl's immigration or asylum status had been regularized, and whether a formal best interests determination had been completed. He also cited reports of emotional distress among the children, possible interference with independent interviews, and circumstances that he believed warranted examination for potential trafficking indicators. And those claims remain allegations, and SWAZO has acknowledged that its investigation did not establish criminal wrongdoing by any individual or organization. Musa's explanation provides the Immigration Department's account of its involvement, but questions remain for other agencies responsible for child protection and refugee matters. These include whether the girls received independent welfare assessments, who currently holds legal guardianship, and what action was taken after concerns were brought to the authorities. SWAZO has since filed a Freedom of Information request seeking an update from Attorney General Anthony Sylvester on whether the investigation was reassigned, suspended, concluded, or remains ongoing following the end of his tenure in December of last year. The matter is also attracting scrutiny over the timing of the disclosure, since the concerns were reportedly known to the former Ombudsman's office months before his departure, but were not raised publicly until recently. The Belize Broadcasting Authority's proposed expansion of the country's broadcasting laws to include certain online media services is generating debate over regulation, accountability, and freedom of expression. The issue was discussed during a public consultation held last week, where the BBA presented its proposed broadcasting bill and accompanying regulations. The authority says the reforms are necessary because Belize's existing framework was developed primarily for traditional radio and television, while news, entertainment, and other programming are now increasingly delivered through streaming and online platforms. The proposed legislation should establish a new category known as a national online broadcaster and create a framework for licensing and exemptions. The BBA insists the proposal is not intended to regulate the everyday use of Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or other platforms by ordinary Belizeans. It says the provisions would apply specifically to services operating as broadcasters. During last week's consultation, BBS consultant Marissa Longsworth explained the purpose and intended scope of the proposed changes.
Exemptions are to be prescribed for national online broadcasters to consider that licensees should only be those that meet criteria such as commercial benefits of the broadcast, audience size, availability and accessibility to the broadcast, and frequency. So, the way this act will work is that once you broadcast online, you will fall within this act. The question becomes whether you should be licensed for that purpose. And how does the BBA decide who should be licensed or not? Now, let's say, for example, I have something to say to the public. I go on Facebook and I go live. But I have, I don't know, maybe 900 friends. I have never gone further than that on Facebook, right? So when I have my live, and I could go live to my 900 friends, maybe 20 of them will watch me live. It's limited. The public can't view my page. The public can't view my live. So if you report me to the BBA will look at that and say, well, how many people, Marissa, really may reach during that live? How many times Marissa do a broadcast? Does she do a weekly podcast show? She have sponsors? BTL is sponsor she credit, or, is there a commercial benefit being derived from her online broadcast? That's a consideration. How frequent does she broadcast? That's a consideration. Who has access to her broadcast? Is it the general public? Is it a special group? Is it a very small group? That's a consideration. And so if the BBA were to come to me after I do my live, my role is to apply for an exemption. To say to BBA, listen, I know you want to collect some license fees from people like me. However, this is what my broadcast is, and I don't think that I qualify under your criteria. The criteria is listed in the legislation, so the BBA cannot just go by how they feel, right? It has to be based on what the legislation requires.
The proposal, however, has raised concerns among some members of the media. A former member of the mainstream media fraternity, Brent Toombs, argues that the BBA's authority originates from its responsibility to regulate the use of publicly owned radio frequencies. In his view, that authority should not automatically extend to the Internet, which does not operate as a limited public resource in the same way as the broadcast spectrum. Others believe regulation can be justified, but only if the law clearly distinguishes traditional broadcasting from online communication, including safeguards for journalism and free expression. Former journalist and news anchor Deidre Haylock argues that broadcast media has a special responsibility because of its widespread reach and its use of public frequencies. She says freedom of expression is fundamental, but like other constitutional rights, it is not unlimited and must be balanced against the public interest. Haylock noted that broadcasters already make editorial decisions concerning profanity, obscenity, advertising, callers, and content suitable for children. She cautioned, however, that vague or poorly drafted regulations could be applied arbitrarily and used to suppress legitimate journalism, political criticism, or artistic expression. The debate is therefore not limited to whether Belize's decades-old broadcasting framework should be modernized. It also centers on how an online broadcaster will be legally defined, which operators will require licenses, who will qualify for exemptions, and whether the proposed safeguards are strong enough to prevent political interference or censorship. The Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development and Local Government is moving ahead with efforts to modernize Belize's liquor licensing system by engaging residents, business owners, and stakeholders to gather feedback on proposed reforms. A consultation was held at the Punta Gorda Town Council Conference Room, where Director of Local Government Clifford E. King led discussions on reviewing and updating the existing framework for liquor licensing across the country. We join our senior correspondent, Paul Mahong, for that story.
Public consultation on a liquor licensing reform held in Punta Gorda. Wednesday night consultation session brought together a cross-section of Toledo liquor license holders and other members of the PG community. The event facilitator was Director of Local Government Clifford King.
There are some general discussions around the licensing fees. There are some discussions around how do we impose restriction on the sale of liquor in certain places. How do we look at moving away from all offenses going to the court and using a ticketing system to hold license holders accountable, to punish offenses. So there's a slew of discussions around recommendations. There's this element of, or this new feature now of mobile license operators or mobile operators who sell liquor. How do we account for that in law? Or what kind of conditions we need to put? So,
the Mayor's Association was represented by Mayor of City of Belmopan, Pablo Kawich.
He was assigned as an alternate to this technical work group, and we were here tonight to listen to the input from the residents when it comes to liquor license to the liquor license reform and things that they would like to see addressed in the law, complications, new approaches as it pertains to the application process. Tonight's stop is part of the nationwide tour. We have other stops in other municipalities. Tomorrow we're in Dangriga. Yesterday we were in Belmopan. Next week we should be in the Keys. All this data that we're collecting will be analyzed by the technical work group. It will be organized so that we can present the solutions properly. That information will then be passed on to the cabinet, who will in turn review it and decide on the way forward.
During the 2-hour public consultation session held at PG Town Council Conference Room, stakeholders present verbally expressed concerns and recommendations directed to Ministry of Local Government Liquor Licensing Reform Initiative. Paul Mahong, Love News, Toledo.
According to the ministry, the feedback collected from these engagements will help guide the development of updated legislation, balancing the needs of businesses with public safety, responsible alcohol regulation, and sustainable community development. In other news, the Belize Diaspora Summit 2026 opened this morning at the Grand Resort and Residences in Belize City, bringing together Belizeans living abroad, government representatives, business leaders, and other stakeholders for 3 days of dialogue, networking, and cultural exchange. The summit is held under the theme Savor Belize, Taste the Culture, Feel the Connection, Discover Opportunities. It is intended to strengthen the relationship between Belize and its diaspora while exploring ways Belizeans abroad can contribute to investment, innovation, entrepreneurship, and national development. During the opening ceremony, Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner welcomed the visiting delegates to the old capital, encouraging them to experience the city's culture, history, and opportunities.
To our long-standing friends of Belize, welcome home. To our new friends experiencing Belize and Belize City for the first time, we hope this is the beginning of a lifelong relationship. And to our energized, accomplished, and relentless committed Belizean diaspora, thank you for continuing to trailblaze, to engage, and to contribute to our country's development from afar. You are living proof that all those people who say long-distance relationship never work is completely wrong. Because this relationship really works. It works every time you send support home to a family member. It works every time you promote Belize in another country, when you invest in a local business, when you share your professional expertise, when you mentor a young Belizean or return home with an idea that creates opportunities for yourself and for others. The relationship between Belize and its diaspora is not weakened by distance. It is strengthened by purpose, sustained by love, and renewed every time one of you asks, how can I contribute? That question is at the heart of this summit. Over these 3 days, we will explore some of the most important issues shaping Belize's future. We'll speak about nation building. We'll speak on investment, access to capital, cybersecurity, digital transformation, regional diaspora management and engagement, and the opportunities and challenges facing our young people. These are not abstract conversations. They affect whether a young entrepreneur can access financing to expand a business. They affect whether Belize can compete confidently in a digital world. They affect whether our children can see a future for themselves here.
And today's program included discussions on diaspora participation in nation building, Belize's digital transformation, regional diaspora engagement, and the challenges and opportunities facing Belizean youth. A business marketplace is also being held to connect entrepreneurs, investors, and service providers. Minister of Immigration Khairi Musa also addressed the opening. He acknowledged the contributions Belizeans abroad already make through remittances, expertise, and other forms of support, but appealed for even greater participation in Belize's continued development.
This summit offers culture, connection, and opportunities for members of the diaspora. Belize extends beyond its territorial borders. It includes the Belizean nurse in Canada, the entrepreneur in Los Angeles, the teacher in Chicago, the soldier in London, the student in Taiwan, the public officer in Washington, the extended families across CARICOM, and every child or grandchild of Belizean descent who wants to understand where they come from. In 2018, I stood up in our Belizean parliament and said, once a Belizean, always a Belizean. I got up to present a private member's bill for diaspora Belizeans to vote in the ICJ referendum. I told the Amandala newspaper later that day that I did it because I believe no matter what part of the world we are living in, Belize is our home. And it was via social media that I was able to clearly hear and appreciate the aspirations of the diaspora and how they want to engage, participate, and support in developing our country. The 2018 ICJ vote was the most consequential referendum in Belize since our independence. And for me, we needed all voices expressed. 8 years later, as I give some reflection on that moment, I am reminded more than ever how interconnected we are, how the artificial intelligence age that we are entering will require more of us coming together, not less. It will place much more complex demands on our nation state, so we must work and prepare together across borders and barriers.
Organizer of the summit, Aria Lightfoot, addressed participants on the Seat at the Table policy paper. She says the initiative is about ensuring Belizeans in the diaspora have a voice and a place in shaping the country's future.
We are introducing a policy paper requesting that the government create a national diaspora policy for the diaspora community. The diaspora advocacy started way back when with the consortium of Belizean, I can't say the full name. You had Bert Tucker, there were people like Nouri Mohammed, you had the Bilal Morris. This has been going on for a while. There's been different level of advocacies, and I've been involved with Belizean Citizens Abroad, Belize American Chamber of Commerce. So we have been doing different types of diaspora-related events. Right now, we are formulating the summit as a more mature type policy focus, and we do it with an agenda and motivation involved. Involved with the process. Just today, I could tell you in that room, and they asked how many people flew in for this, right? When you think about maybe 30 people flying in, and I think that's about a fair number, and I don't know who else, right? You think about 30 people coming in, staying somewhere, buying local foods. Me and my group yesterday, hunting down Belizean food, right? Because nobody wants American food. When you think about the taxis and the hotels and the drinks and socializing, they do bring a serious economic impact when the diaspora comes home.
Well, the activities continue tomorrow with a business and investment forum focusing on building a scalable investment environment in the Caribbean and improving access to financing and capital. A cultural event will also be held at the Bliss Institute. The summit concludes on Saturday with health, wellness and tourism activities, followed by a gala dinner at the Grand Resort. The event will also feature the first official appearance of the Miss Universe Belize 2026 delegates. And should Belizeans living abroad be allowed to vote without traveling home? The long-standing debate over diaspora participation in Belize's elections is again receiving some attention, with Immigration Minister Kari Musa maintaining that his support for the proposal remains unchanged. The issue carries significant implications because the largest Belizean community outside the country is in the United States. Estimates previously cited by the United States Department of State placed that population at between 70,000 and more than 100,000 persons. Supporters argue that Belizeans abroad retain strong family, cultural and financial connections to the country and should therefore have a greater voice in national affairs. They point to remittances, investments and other contributions made by the diaspora as reasons to establish a mechanism through which eligible Belizean citizens can vote overseas. Musa first formally advanced the idea in 2018 when, as the Caribbean Shores Area Representative, he proposed amending the Representation of the People Act. He says his position has never wavered.
I think that they should have a say, and I am on record as having said that when it comes to voting in our general elections and city council elections, that we need to consider a possible amendment to the law to remove that 3-month residency requirement and to make room for diaspora Belizeans to be able to come and register to vote, because that is a barrier that prevents them from registering, because they can't say, I live at this address for the last 3 months. They live abroad. And so if it is that we can amend the legislation to say, hey, I live in Chicago, this is my address, here's proof of the fact that I live there, but this is my family home in Belize City, or this is my family home in Cayo, and I want to be able to register there. A simple amendment to the law can provide for that, for them to be able to come home and vote during an election. And so that would then open it up, at least as an initial step in allowing diaspora Belizeans to have a say in our elections. It doesn't matter that they are living abroad, but that they can register at an address here in Belize, a family home. So you provide proof of your address living abroad, whether it's a utility bill in your name in Chicago, and then you come and you register to vote at your family address. So adding a provision in the law to allow for diaspora Belizeans to vote, that is something that I would definitely support.
The proposal, however, has not received unanimous support. Tourism Minister Anthony Marler previously argued that voters should live in Belize, participate in daily life here, and understand the conditions within the constituencies whose representatives they help elect. Under the existing system, eligible Belizeans living abroad may return home to register and vote, provided they meet the legal requirements. What is being contemplated is whether the law should be changed to permit voting from outside Belize, potentially through embassies, consulates, postal ballots, or another secure system. Such a change would require Parliament to amend the Representation of the People Act. It would also require safeguards addressing voter registration, constituency ties, ballot security and verification, particularly for dual citizens and Belizeans who have lived abroad for extended periods. While Musa continues to support diaspora voting, no legislation to implement an overseas voting system has been passed. The debate therefore remains centered on whether citizenship and continued national ties should be sufficient for participation, or whether physical residence in Belize should remain an essential part of the electoral process. And the Belize Government Lotteries Limited has clarified that it had no involvement in the recent wrongful bank transfer that resulted in almost $48,000 being deposited into a Belize City woman's account. The transaction was initiated by Nando's Wholesale Limited and was intended for a sub-agent associated with Lowe's supermarket in Ladyville. While the agreed facts presented in court identified Nando's as a sales agent for the Belize government lottery, BGLL says it was not responsible for the erroneous transfer. 34-year-old Camira Kathleen Belisle has since pleaded guilty to dishonestly retaining a wrongful credit of $47,935.45. According to the court record, an accountant attempted to send the payment in March 2024 using banking information obtained through a telephone number believed to belong to the intended recipient. It was later discovered that one digit in the telephone number was incorrect and that the account information supplied belonged to Belisle. The investigators determined that a portion of the money was subsequently removed through bank transfers, ATM withdrawals, and point-of-sale transactions before the remaining balance was frozen. Belisle told the investigators that she was pressured and intimidated by her brother, who reportedly controlled the telephone number, to receive and withdraw the funds for his and the family's benefit. She initially pleaded not guilty but changed her plea in June after receiving legal representation. Her attorney Norman Rodriguez spoke about the circumstances of the case and the court sentencing decision.
The judge made her orders, and the main gist of the sentence is that she was placed on probation after the court weighed her circumstances and the favorable presentation by the community rehabilitation officers, all those who had an opportunity to provide information for the documents the court normally takes into consideration when it's sentencing someone. She was placed on probation for 2 years, and she has to do counseling. She has to report to an officer who will assign her duties, which will help her to go. Included in those orders are that she has to report to that officer, and she also has to do some training in how to properly manage money. The money was transferred to her account by the virtual complainant, and she, as a poor person with lesser abilities, just went ahead and shared some of the monies with her families, and an amount was frozen by the FIU when the report was made and the charges were levied against her.
So Justice Candice Nanton placed Belisle on probation for 2 years instead of imposing an immediate prison term. She must report to the Community Rehabilitation Department and participate in programs deemed appropriate, including financial literacy training and financial counseling. Belisle apologized to the court, saying she never intended to harm anyone and now considers the experience a life lesson. The court warned that a breach of her probation could result in her being returned for sentencing and facing up to 2 years in prison. More than $20,000 remaining in the frozen account are expected to be returned to the complainant. Stay with us. You have more news following this commercial break.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus,
offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Partners for Battle of the Paddles are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, the Placencia Village Council, World Wildlife Fund. Sponsors are Sandy Cove BZ Tours, the Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environment Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, and Love FM.
Back to School 2026 with the Angeles Press is here, and this year is bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks, check. Fresh backpacks, check. Prices that make you smile, double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angeles Press on social media. Every Friday during our back to school season, look out for our jaw-dropping This Stuff for Real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
The Angeles Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angeles Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
Welcome back as we continue with the evening news here on Love Television. Minister Rodwell Ferguson is in San Jose, Costa Rica, attending the ordinary meeting of the Central American Agricultural Council. Ferguson is participating in his capacity as Belize's Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries and pro tempore President of the Council. The meeting brings together agricultural ministers from countries within the Central American integration system to strengthen regional cooperation and advance a common agenda for sustainable agricultural development. Discussions focused on food security, climate resilience, agricultural health and greater coordination among member states. Particular attention is also being given to the anticipated 2026-2027 El Niño phenomenon and measures that can be taken to protect regional food production and improve countries' capacity to respond to its potential effects. Ferguson attended the opening session alongside Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation and Agriculture, Mohamed Ibrahim, and CAC Executive Secretary David Martinez. Officials underscored the need for stronger regional integration and coordinated action to confront the mounting challenges facing Central America's agricultural sector. An 18-year-old Leadville resident has been remanded to the Belize Central Prison after being charged in connection with the weekend shooting of 29-year-old Kenton Jarvis Young. Adam Abraham Reynolds, a laborer from the Vista del Mar area, appeared unrepresented before Magistrate Nishad Mohammed in the Belize City Court. On Thursday, he was read 3 indictable charges: attempted murder, dangerous harm, and use of deadly means of harm. The allegations arise from a shooting shortly after 10 o'clock on Saturday night, July 18, near the Muscle Creek Bridge in Scotland Half Moon Village. Police say Young, a caretaker from Bermudan Landing, was driving home from the direction of Burrell Boom when 2 men on a black dirt bike approached his SUV from behind. Several shots were fired at the vehicle, causing it to leave the roadway and enter nearby bush. Responding officers found the blue SUV with several apparent bullet holes on its driver's side, and Young sustained multiple gunshot injuries, including wounds to his abdomen, nose, right hand, wrist, and elbow. He was transported to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, where police described his condition as stable but critical. Investigators recovered several 9mm expended shells and collected blood samples from the scene. Reynolds was detained and formally charged on Wednesday. Police say he declined to give an interview and offered the opportunity in the presence of a justice of the peace. No plea was taken because the charges are indictable. Due to the nature of the offences, the magistrate's court could not offer bail, and Reynolds was imprisoned until the 23rd of September. And Belize is looking to strengthen its diplomatic and development partnerships following separate meetings with newly accredited representatives from Zambia, Belgium, Indonesia, and Saudi Arabia. Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Ambassador Oscar Arnold, received copies of the diplomats' letters of credence during the meetings. In the engagement with Zambia's High Commissioner to Belize, Chibamba Kenyama, discussions focused on the long-standing relationship between the two Commonwealth countries. The officials also explored opportunities for greater bilateral cooperation and discussed preparations for the upcoming Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Antigua and Barbuda. Belgian Ambassador Patrick Herman also met with Ambassador Arnold, and their discussion covered existing cooperation through global initiatives, including support for the transition to cleaner energy and technical training programs. Arnold provided an update on the Belize-Guatemala territorial, insular and maritime dispute presently before the ICJ. That case was also discussed during Arnold's meeting with Indonesia's ambassador to Belize, Toferi Primanda Suetikno. The two officials explored opportunities for expanded cooperation, stronger South-South collaboration, and increased engagement through multilateral organizations. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Belize, Fahad bin Ali Al Munawwer, discussed possible development partnerships and closer collaboration on matters of shared international interest. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the 4 meetings form part of Belize's continuing effort to maintain cordial diplomatic relations, attract development cooperation, and advance the country's interests through bilateral and multilateral engagement. Governor-General Dame Froilat Salam has since received letters of credence from these 4 newly appointed ambassadors to Belize. You're watching the news here on Love Live at 6. We'll be back with the final segment on the other side of this commercial break.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Pride by respecting our national anthem whenever it's being played. We're blessed. We are free. We are proud. This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart. Park safe. Park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
Welcome back. We bring you the final segment of the evening news here on Love Television. The Belize Tax Service Department has now released the full list of school supplies that will qualify for its upcoming back-to-school GST-free days. As reported yesterday, the program will take place on Saturday, August 15 and Saturday, August 29, giving families 2 opportunities to save on essential items ahead of the new academic year. Several supplies already classified as GST exempt or zero rated will remain tax-free, including notebooks, textbooks, workbooks, school bags, pencils, crayons, colored pencils, erasers, and pencil cases. For the 2 designated shopping days, government has approved an expanded list of normally taxable items that will also be sold without general sales tax. These include pens, uniforms and uniform material, binders and folders, highlighters, markers, pencil sharpeners, calculators, scissors, ruled and graph paper, typing sheets, Bristol board, correction fluid, glue, geometry sets, lunch kits and boxes, socks and hand sanitizer. The waiver will also apply to eligible footwear, including black school shoes, black tennis shoes, and black slippers. Other approved products include tape, brown paper book covers, craft paper, newsprint and Bristol paper, as well as liquid soap and toilet paper. The tax service reminds consumers that only the listed items will qualify for the temporary waiver. Shoppers are also encouraged to carefully check their receipts before leaving the business to ensure GST was not mistakenly charged. An incorrect application of the tax can be reported to the department through its published contact numbers or at any Belize Tax Service office countrywide. And as Belize prepares to conserve Emancipation Day, the Institute of Creative Arts is once again using the power of the spoken word to celebrate freedom, identity, and cultural heritage. This Saturday, the annual Poetry Live event returns to the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts, bringing together established poets and finalists from the 2026 Poetry Competition. Today, Love News spoke with Institute of Creative Arts Program Officer Chelsea Libby and featured poet Wilford Felix about this year's program. Libby says the annual event provides an opportunity for Belizeans to commemorate Emancipation Day by reflecting on our shared history, celebrating our cultural identity, and giving local poets a platform to share their voices through the spoken word.
So for this event, we are having it in 2 parts. The first part features the poets that were in the competition. They will be reading the poems that they submitted. And then the second part, we have some spoken word poets. We have some like Mr. Wilford Felix, who is here with us today. He will be giving you an interview shortly. We have Kieran Gabriel. He's also a very known poet. Miss Afina Pollard will be here. And that's all I can think of right now. Poetry competition is annual. We've done it, I think, for 3 years now, but this will be the first time we'll have it live here at the Bliss, and it's something we want to continue doing after this. At the Institute of Creative Arts, we feature all types of art, but this one is just specifically for poetry. Like, we always have things going on for all the different forms of art. So if you are a follower of the Institute of Creative Arts, you will see all the activities that get done here at the Bliss Center.
Poet Wilford Felix says poetry remains a powerful form of storytelling and an important way to preserve history. He believes events like Poetry Live encourage Belizeans, especially young ones, to connect with their heritage while honoring the country.
It's very satisfactory, not so much validating for me, but it's validating for some people because it allows your voice to be heard, it allows you to be seen, it allows you to be accepted in an important role in society. As a poet, it's important because many times we write and we express what the majority they think, but keep to themselves. And so being a poet, you just have to let it out. It actually hurt you more if you keep it in rather than write it down and then express it. If you want, you could come to Turton Library Friday and get one preview, a sneak peek into what the spoken word poets will bring Saturday for Poet Free. But if you get one quick, make a start off by making say of a youth who passed away the other day. He never knew that he would have get spray and the body stiff would have lay upon the cold street one day. He never tripped because he never think that life would have catch up to him this quick. It kind of wild when you're over the same way you live, that the same way you want to die, no matter what you do or where you try. See, we just made a mass when the black ring out like blow, 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 blow. And without anybody really know why or how. Another black brother just got taken out.
Well, the annual Poetry Live takes place this Saturday, July 25, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Bliss. For the performing arts, the evening will feature poems for emancipation centered on themes of freedom, heritage, identity, and history, followed by Voices Unbound, an open-theme spoken word showcase celebrating creativity and free expression. And the internationally acclaimed Garifuna Collective is celebrating 20 years of promoting Belizean music and Garifuna heritage on the global stage. Minister of Culture Francis Fonseca and the National Institute of Culture and History have congratulated the group on the milestone, which is being marked with a 14-day tour across the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Germany. The tour provides another opportunity for international audiences to experience the rhythms, melodies, and traditions associated with Garifuna music. The anniversary has also been accompanied by a cover feature in Songlines magazine, a prominent international publication focusing on global music. The cover photograph was taken in Belize by Jeremy Lewis of Hopkins Village, adding another local element to the recognition. Over the past 2 decades, the Garifuna Collective has earned international attention for presenting traditional Garifuna sounds while helping to introduce the culture to new audiences. The Wall Street Journal previously praised the group's music for its complex rhythms, strong groove, and rich melodies. The touring lineup includes Desiree Diego, Kenrick Lewis, Mahabob Flores, Alovando, Denmark Flores, Emilio Thomas, Sam Harris, and Austin Aranda. The government says the achievement reflects the importance of institutional support provided through the Ministry of Culture and Niche. The milestone, however, also represents years of work by the musicians, cultural practitioners, and communities responsible for preserving and passing on Garifuna traditions. The Garifuna Collective has thanked Niche, its fans and supporters worldwide for helping it maintain an international presence and keep Belizean music before global audiences. And as students and families prepare for the upcoming school year, a Punta Gorda business owner is continuing an initiative teasing some of the challenges associated with back-to-school preparations. Nerisi Mejia, owner of Ners Creations, hosting the 3rd annual Back-to-School Hair Drive, an event that brings together volunteer barbers and braiders from across Belize to provide free grooming services while also offering school supplies and other essentials to students in need. The event will provide free haircuts, braids, hair treatments, school bags, snacks, and goodie bags for the students. The organizers say the event is not only about preparing children for the classroom, but also about bringing the community together to support families during the back-to-school season.
This will be my 3rd year hosting the back-to-school hair drive in Punta Gorda town. I'm a mother of 4, so I came up with a factor that, all right, we have mothers here that doesn't have a steady income, don't have the father's support, and always struggle to provide for their child to go back to school very neatly. So me as a brother, I said, why not give my service freely? The main goal is to putting smiles on kids' face that parents cannot afford to get their hair braided. We're trying to give back to at least 100 students, braid, trim, school bag with appliances, and a little petty snack on the side.
And the organizers are also looking for support through donations and sponsorships to assist with school supplies for students, as well as expenses such as travel, food, and accommodation for volunteer stylists who will be taking part in the program. As the Back to School Hair Drive enters its third year, Nerissa Mejia and Nurse Creations continue their efforts to give back to the community by helping those students return to school feeling prepared, confident, and supported. And that story brings us to an end tonight's edition of the Evening News. Thank you very much for being with us and choosing us. I'm Ernesto Vasquez wishing you a good night. Stay with us, though, for the weather report and, of course, tonight's edition of Belize Watch. Until next time, have a good night.
Good evening. The weather was mainly fair and warm today with isolated shower activity. Similar weather can be expected through tomorrow night, then an increase in cloudiness and showers is likely on Saturday. The 24-hour forecast is for partly cloudy skies tonight and sunny skies with a few cloudy spells tomorrow. Showers will be isolated. Minimum overnight temperatures will range from 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 74 inland to 68 in the Mountain Pine Ridge. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be light chop. Maximum temperatures tomorrow will be around 88 Fahrenheit on the coast, 94 inland, but only 82 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook for Friday night is for isolated showers or isolated thunderstorms, mainly over the south, with showers increasing and spreading to most areas on Saturday. There is a high tide at 6:59 this evening and the low follows at 11:06 tonight. Another high is at 5:31 tomorrow morning and another low at 1:40 in the afternoon. The moon will set at 1:08 tonight and rise again at 2:48 tomorrow afternoon. Sunrise in the morning is at 5:29. Sunset tomorrow evening is at 6:28. In the tropical weather outlook, now Tropical Depression Bertha was centered inland near latitude 29.9 degrees north, longitude 95.3 west, or about 10 miles northeast of Houston, Texas. Tropical Depression Bertha was moving to the west at 13 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 35 miles an hour. Elsewhere in the region, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. In the sargassum update, there is a high chance that more sargassum mats could impact beaches, especially over the northern half of the country during the next few days. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.